great. It's Taya today with you from Ukraine, and welcome to my channel again. I would like to discuss with you interesting topic what I noticed after living for some time in America, the difference, all this cultural stuff, stereotypes. I would like to thank to my forever sponsor of all my videos, tayaukraine services, consultations, help with dating. Maybe you don't know something and you need to find information. Also, any document help. You can email me about that on my email, tayaukraine@gmail.com. I will be very happy to help you and solve your problems. So back to the topic of the video.
Okay, let's go.
America is totally different thing. I had to get used to a lot of things. I will touch everything that I noticed for this short period of time. I cannot say I lived as a tourist nor like a local. I would say it's half experience in one state. I know how big and diverse the country is. Ukraine is also big and diverse, so no judging your country by one state like all people told me in my previous video. Number one, to rent apartment you have to be really good tenant, credit score, reviews, decent job. In Ukraine, you like the apartment, you have money, okay, sign the document. In Ukraine it's much easier to rent apartment and the owners are fighting for the client. Here it's vice versa. Tenants are fighting for the apartment. Owners decide by talking and seeing the person in person. Owners can decide if they want this person as a tenant or not. Usually they're not picky. Some prefer to have family with no kids, no pets. Thing number two, since we mentioned the banking system, I still cannot understand why you have to have the credit card. Your comments are welcome. It makes sense, the score, because you can see by the score if a person is reliable or not, if they are, following the rules, helping people. You should give them opportunity to work or just give them food if you want to help poor people. In Ukraine, I really don't know anyone who has a credit card. It's not that it's not impossible. It is. You just have to do a lot of process, a stable job and stuff like this. They will not give the card to anyone, so you have to prove them that you will really be able to pay the money. Also depends on the sum, of course. I think up to $500 it will be easy to get. If we touch the banking system, I would like to say about the apps. Number three, the app here, it works, the banking one, but in Ukraine it's more creative. They change it according to the system. In America I noticed you guys like themes, Valentine's Day, Halloween, Christmas. We have a bank called Monobank and they have a cat, main character in their banking, and you gain some awards, just like a game. It's fun. What I can do in this bank app, firstly, send money to any card I want. In Ukraine it's much easier as a system, so that's why we are allowed to send money from one card to another by app. It's very fast, everyone uses it. Secondly, I can pledge money to my SIM card for the phone services. Next, I can get the insurance. I will talk about insurance a bit later, but yeah, car insurance, health, house insurance, anything. Also, I can get the tickets, train, avia tickets in banking app. Most important thing is that I can pay my bills. I can pay electricity, internet, water, and so on. While in America you are waiting a month, knowing or not whether you get a fine for riding on a red, in Ukraine it's possible now to get married online in the app. And this magical app is called Dia. It's a governmental app that makes your life so much easier with less bureaucracy. Ukraine is the first country in the world to accept digital version of documents, so I do not have to carry all my paper documents with me. It has your driving license, your inner passport, ID card, your passport for traveling abroad, documents of your kids, COVID certificate, your text number,
and your diplomas. What you can do in this app, you can pay for your taxes, pay fines if you have any, also get married like I said, and if you have any criminal record, you can get documents here about having or not having it.
Also in the monobank with the kitty, not advertisement, during the war I think they made this a jar, so it's like people who are gathering donations for the army, like independent volunteers. They make a jar, and then when they gather the amount of money is needed, they break the jar, so they cannot take this amount of money any time they want. Next thing, insurance. Here you cannot survive without insurance, you are nobody. And in Ukraine, I know nobody who has health insurance, like seriously. It's a very rare thing. Though I went to private clinic in Ukraine and they asked me if I have insurance. Doctors in America are like gods, and that makes sense, you know, they're helping you to live. In Ukraine, they are like peasants. How much money the doctors make in Ukraine, it's awful. But the system here kind of makes sense, but it's still very hard for me to understand. I had to do lots of bureaucracy, lots of calls, waiting for hours. Governmental services are the same everywhere, that's what I found out. I had a very strange situation with mixing up my name on insurance. I called once and I said to the guy, I have 2 cases open. He said, we deal about 1 case, and he's like, and I'm like, so what about the other one? How can we close it? We deal about 1 case only. I will transfer you to another colleague, and then, you know, they can transfer you 5 times. In Ukraine, people are not smiling as much as here, but at least they can help. But it really depends. So next thing is about being different. In America, it's cool. Much cooler than in Ukraine. You're given more inspiration and motivation to be different. You can search for yourself, and that's normal. In Ukraine, a little bit past is calling somewhere. You're either disabled or you look somewhat different. Maybe something happened to you, the accident. In America, I see those people are really living their life. They are, you know, having fun, going to cafes outside, to the street. In Ukraine, society may accept you in their head, but you will not see a lot of disabled or different looking people outside, as if they do not, you know, exist. Firstly, I think the roads, or to be on a wheelchair normally, are not really made good.
You can be different in any form in America, and that's what I really like it. But since in Ukraine it's a little bit different, I would like to explain why. I think it's because of Soviet Union. We still have closed-minded society for people who have disabilities, disabled, or is different in any kind of form, because back then such people, they lived inside and there was no infrastructure for them, so nobody thought that such people exist, because you just simply didn't see them outside.
Food. Let's talk about something that probably everyone expected, because it's very important. Some stuff I found here, you know, like I usually eat and weren't a problem. But like I said in one of the videos, that cottage cheese, it was a problem for me. Hard cream, it was also a problem. We have this much or this much, you can choose the size, how percentage of fat. What idiot invented half-half? What's the point of this product? You can just buy it separately and mix maybe. Next thing is sweets. I found you have very lack of brands and sweets. They are all the same, like Lindt, or which is not American, then Ferrero Rocher and M&M's and Snickers, and the same brands, and your Hershey. Maybe there's monopoly in your country, I don't know. Our culture of sweets is bigger, more variety, more brands. You have a very huge stance. You can take how much you need, even few candies. The meat situation, I find it very interesting. I know that Americans are crazy about beef. It's less expensive than in Ukraine. Chicken here, it's expensive, surprisingly. It's almost the same as red fish. Yeah, red fish we usually eat for New Year's sandwiches. But I find it interesting that you do not have anything else except meat, like hearts and belly button, something like, you know, which is not very tasty looking for the soup. We have it in Ukraine, and you can buy liver, kidneys. That was all I wanted to say. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have anything else to say, maybe your own experience in Ukraine and what you find different in these two countries, you know, comments, they are over here. Don't forget to follow me Instagram, Facebook page, subscribe. Also, if you would like to support me, I have YouTube sponsorship, Patreon and PayPal. All the links down below in the video description. I hope you have a wonderful day and see you in my next episode. Bye!